Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Fly With Us podcast. This podcast is bringing the art of conversation, self-love, mental health care and protection, life lessons, love lessons, and everything in between. Today's topic is going to include stress and its effects on your body. I'm Lady Bounce.
I'm Kryptonite.
Alrighty. Breathe, first of all.
Okay, first of all, Kryptonite is really weak right now.
That's
because Kryptonite is stressed.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to do this mindful moment right here, and then we're going to get into some stuff. So here we go. Clearing the fog. I'm not afraid of storms, for I'm learning to sail my ship. That's an interesting way of putting it. So accurate. Deep inside your heart, there is some small part of yourself that already knows what to do. It knows how to get you out of your emotional, mental funk. It knows how to solve the problems that confront you right now. It knows everything, but it should in no way be confused with the rational mind, or even worse, the personality. This inner something is the divine self at the heart of all reality. It was never born, and it will never die. It lives in you, and it lives in every creature. Entrust yourself to this deathless one, and you will have peace. Only the fog of daily stress prevents you from contacting the inner guide. As you breathe deeply this evening, exhale all of the worries of the day and let your inhalation feed the divinity within. Let go of all doubt and perceive the inner guide growing stronger with each breath. If persistent troubles remain, simply mention them to the inner self. Then go to bed confidently, knowing that the solution will soon appear.
So you're going to go to bed tonight?
No.
And
okay.
The solution is going to appear.
So having said that, first of all, I'm not going to go to bed tonight because I work third shift. I'm going to be at work because that's what I got to do.
Okay.
But I'm going through my little situation. Okay. And what really brought me to thinking about this topic is because I'm a stress eater. Mm-hmm. I eat, period. Okay, let's just get it together. I'm a fat girl for a real reason. All right. Okay. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm happy, it's on. If I'm sad, it's really on. If I'm depressed, well, damn it, I need cookies. Okay.
Right.
So knowing this about myself, I am also knowing that it's a hindrance also upon me. You know what I'm saying? To be a stressful eater.
Right.
And at some point, if I don't chill, I'm going to be on an episode of my 600-pound life. And we just not trying to live that life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really about that life.
I'm not about that life either.
But, I've noticed that, like, it's okay to be stressed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody goes through it. It's something that's just a part of life. Mm-hmm. But the question is, how do you deal with that stress? What do you allow stress to do to you before you confront confront the stress, and B, fix what the stress is doing to you at the time?
Well, me personally, I fluctuate between being a stress eater and not eating. Like, I could be so stressed out where I don't eat. And then when I do eat, because it's been so long since I ate, I can't eat as much. So it's really weird. And then when I do eat, I tend to like eat stuff that's bad for you. Like, my favorite food is chicken and macaroni and cheese. And I will bash like a Kraft microwave mac and cheese in a second with some ice cream and cookies.
Let me tell you,
I haven't eaten any nutrition, but I feel good.
Let me tell you, Chips Ahoy has made many $1 off me. Right. And then second was them Dollar General chocolate chip cookies. Cause them joints tasted good and they was cheap. Wow. Man, I was killing them. Do you hear me? Killing them, going through whatever it was I was going through. And seeing, and then that's another thing too. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to have, you really do have to have some type of self-discipline. And I recognize that right now in my life, I have none. You know what I'm saying? if I see it and I want it, I'm going to have a piece of that. That's just flat out how that's going to go. I just am.
I do that too, though.
You know, but it's not a good thing. I don't believe in
depriving myself. It's not always a good thing, but I also don't believe in depriving myself. Like, but I'm working on my weight loss. If it happens,
are you really working on it if you don't deprive yourself of the things that you know you shouldn't have? regardless of whether you have a nibble or a bite or a piece.
Well, I do it in moderation. So
how is it really moderate if you give in to everything that you want?
Because I don't always give in. Like, I'll have one day a week.
Yeah, now you limiting yourself.
Right, but like I'll have one day a week where I'm like, I'm going to just eat whatever.
We ain't talking about a cheat. We're not talking about a day of cheating.
Right, like I do a cheat day, but even in between, for little pick-me-ups and self-care throughout my day, I will eat a Reese cup. I will eat the Hershey bar.
See?
And then I make sure that I don't beat myself up about it for enjoying it, because chocolate does something for your brain.
That is until you find that extra roll around your waist.
I know.
And then somebody needs to beat up something, a treadmill, do a stomp, something needs to occur. So, I mean, and basically really, that's where I'm like,
I take the steps at work. Like, we have an elevator and my room is on the second floor. So I take the steps.
And that's good. That's very good. But what we're talking about, like, okay, you don't take the steps because you stressed out and you trying to work out stress. You take the steps because you know you had a Reese cup and you know your ass need to take the steps.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But my point is, instead of having the Reese cup, bust out some jumping jacks.
Oh, wait.
But that's what I'm talking like, and it don't necessarily have to be like necessarily, exercise, and it don't have to be eating. Whatever your vice is, maybe it's gambling.
Right.
Maybe it's gossip. Maybe it's Facebook. Maybe it's the internet. Maybe you get stressed out about something, so you shop. Whatever your vice is, when you know it's something that's like detrimental to you, either whether it be personally or physically or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or financially, that's what I meant to say. Either physically or financially, whatever. You know what I'm saying? When you know that what you're doing is in some way, shape, or form detrimental to you in some way, what can you do consciously? You know what I'm saying? Because we have to be conscious and we have to be in that moment, knowing that I'm stressed out. I want a cookie, and do you know how much it takes to say I'm not going to have that cookie?
Absolutely.
And instead, bust out a jumping jack.
Yes,
that's some BS.
It is.
It's a real mental. And you don't realize it until you in the midst of it. How much power that stuff really has on you.
Yeah, but exercise, they say, is good for your brain, and it's good for for the stress and for the cravings and stuff like that, because sometimes, like, I have this food picture that I saved on my phone. It's like, when you're craving this is what your body needs. So if you're craving salt, it's because your body needs like kale, or like eat this instead. So you're craving this is because your body is in need of something, like your body is missing some piece of nutrition, and so it makes you crave other stuff.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna send it to you.
I understand what you saying. I understand what you telling me.
But like, it says like your body is missing something. So if you're craving something salty or something sweet, your body's missing something. So you could feed this to your body and get that same feeling.
These people that create this food have scientists that work on ways to make us want and crave this stuff.
It makes you addicted.
So I understand what you're saying, but no, a piece of kale is not going to stop you from wanting a potato chip.
It depends. And it satisfies that. It satisfies what your body's craving.
I'm not sure that a piece of kale is going to do that unless it's been genetically modified. Unless you don't cross that kale with a potato chip. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can have kale chips.
See,
I know you could,
but I guess
you can have kale chips.
Everything in moderation, though, because sometimes when you are stressed, the only thing that a lot of times when you're stressed, you can't control what's causing your stress, but you can control how you deal with it, how you react to it. So if I'm super stressed out and a cookie is going to make me feel better at the moment, guess what? I'm going to have two.
Yeah, but see, there it is, though.
Right, which it's not good for me.
It's not. But usually you don't have to, because if you stressed out after you eat them 2 cookies, you looking like, damn, I just ate 2 cookies, and you still stressed. I already ate 2. Might as well have 4 more. No. 4 more. Might as well have 4 more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, look, okay, I done already fell off the wagon for the day, so I might as well keep on tumbling down that hill.
I do that. I'm like, well, I already done messed up when I ate this.
And that's my look. I'm stressed out, so I ate a cookie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm stressed out, so I ate a cookie. Now I'm stressed out because I ate the cookie. And because I ate the cookie, I'm going to eat some more cookies because I done already ate the cookie. And now I'm stressed out because I'm fat.
So I guess the message is you have to find a way to enjoy the cookie without beating yourself up so that you eat more cookies.
That's not it. That's not it. The thing is to identify the fact that you are A, stressed.
Right.
B, identify the fact that you only want the cookie because you are stressed.
Okay.
And then C, do an alternative to the cookie, like a jumping jack. Don't eat the cookie. Do a jumping jack. Instead of having 2 cookies, have 4 jumping jacks. 4 jumping jacks versus 2 cookies. Because the problem is,
what if I'm not in a place where it's appropriate to do a jumping jack?
It don't matter. Do it. If you can't do a jumping jack, do what's the uterus thing, the keto? The Kegels. Do some Kegels. But I'm so for real. Do some high knees. If you are in one spot and you can't bust out, do some high knees. Seriously. And I'm talking about us black folk, you know what I'm saying? Us older, you know, we older and blah, blah, blah. And all, you know what I'm saying? We gotta move, man. We gotta move. Too many of us, we got diabetes. We got heart issues. We got all these health problems that, honest to God, the Lord, in his infinite wisdom, has provided everything we need as far as taking care of ourselves internally through the food that he has provided for us on this planet.
Right.
And it don't have nothing to do with me. Right. It don't have nothing to do with me. All of our nutrients can be found in herbs and vegetables and spices. All of that stuff has been put here on this planet. Each plant has a nutritional value and does something for our bodies that feeds us nutrients, gets rid of illness.
But you know what else God did? He created
cookies.
He created these scientists who made cookies and potato chips.
No, man did that.
Right, but God created man, and man got smart and used God's infinite wisdom to create.
That's not what man did. No, let me tell you, that's not what man did. God created man.
Right.
Man decided we needed scientists. And that's cool. But it was the devil that kicked in and said, we need to make these scientists create ways to make these people fat. Yes, because it's a business. It's a big business. The more that the more you want the stuff, the more you get it, the more you eat it, the more money they make. It's all connected.
And then when you get sick, then they make money.
You make money off the medical. That's right.
Absolutely.
So now you got cancer because you eat a whole bunch of sugar and a shitload of meat. Now you got diabetes because you eat a whole bunch of sugar and a shitload of meat. Now you got heart problems because your arteries is clogged up from eating a shitload of meat and a whole bunch of sugar.
And fighting over chicken sandwiches.
Lord have mercy. Fighting over chicken sandwiches, which is probably the only way most people getting their exercise during that craving is to fight their way through a chicken sandwich line. Fighting their way through Popeye's line. That don't make no sense, but that's the truth of the matter. Is you stressed out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And you're frustrated and you waiting in the line at Popeyes and somebody is about to get your sandwich.
And so now it's a wrap.
And now it's on. Now we gonna have to burn some calories by getting this thump on. Cause I'm stressed out and I need that chicken sandwich to help ease my issues. And you can't cut in line cause that might be the last one.
Or then, you know, when they mess up on your order and you go back and you throw the food at the manager and you get hit with a blender.
You know, whoa. Did that happen somewhere for real? Yeah, I didn't see that one.
It happened in Cincinnati. This woman got her McDonald's food.
Hey, listen.
For real. She got her McDonald's food. Her order was wrong. She went back in. Black woman to black woman. You know, we don't know how to talk to each other. We talked about that.
Yes.
So she didn't know how to talk to the lady. The lady was like, you ain't finna be talking to me crazy and
Yep.
expect me to make your food. The manager
Yep.
goes to the back because she was like, I'm trying to avoid the conflict. But then the other manager was like, get out there and deal with the customer. That's your job. So the woman, the customer, throws the food at the manager. Manager picks up a blender and throws it and hits her square in the face.
Which, that's a lawsuit all day long.
Yes.
Now, see, that's where the other manager was wrong. Because if you're a manager and I'm a manager,
Right.
I should plainly see that you're not dealing well with this particular customer.
And
I need to step in
Right.
and try and diffuse the situation. It needs a fresh face, a fresh voice,
Right.
a fresh attitude. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Regardless. So people got to learn how to diffuse situations. You can,
Right.
just because I don't feel like dealing with it, don't
Right.
mean that you make it worse by continuing to send the same person that's already got a conflict out to deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
But, and that also goes to, with, being stressed, the poor woman whose order was wrong. I'd like to give her the benefit of the doubt and say that she probably had a really stressful day. And then she's, struggling already, probably don't make a lot of money, got just enough money to get your kids McDonald's for dinner. You swing by McDonald's thinking it's about to be easy. And then your food is wrong. So you're already up here. You're super stressed. And you go in there and then you have words with the manager and then you walk out with your face busted.
That is but that's like, I mean, honestly, for real, it's kind of a cop out. Like, it kind of is though. Cause it's like, look, regardless of how stressed you are, even in
Right.
that moment, it should not go to that point.
Right.
Like, even if it does go to that point, it shouldn't happen so quickly. It shouldn't be a situation where I come in and I start cussing you out and then I'm throwing my food at you. Like, we have got to stop. Like, everybody has really got to stop and think about, you see, damn, they got it wrong. 5 minutes, 5 seconds.
Right.
Count to 10. Hey, excuse me. I ordered such and such and such. I don't have that. Can somebody please? You know what I'm saying?
And you might have got some free food out the deal because once they serve it to you, they're not allowed to take it back. So you might have got to keep that food and get the order.
Just get whatever
make
extra.
It right.
You might get an extra pop, an extra whatever.
Right.
But even if you don't, isn't it just less stressful?
Yes.
To just deal with it in a calm fashion. I mean, I
would
understand
think so.
You've had to be calm all day, and maybe you do feel the need to let loose. Do a jumping jack.
Do a jumping
jack before you go in there fussing at somebody and throwing your food in somebody's face. Bust a jumping jack outside the car.
And it also goes back to when we were talking before about how we talk to people, and to realize that everybody is stressed out about something and everybody is fighting their own battle that you don't see. So you have to have compassion for the people around you, but you also have to have compassion for yourself.
Exactly.
And even when I'm stressed out, I'm still like, you still have to be nice to yourself. You gotta be nice to yourself.
I mean, and then that's another thing too. If you respect yourself enough to be respectful to somebody else, then that respect will be reciprocated.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And stressed or not, being, I always say, like, even in that case, being stressed is no excuse for bad behavior.
Yeah.
And in that regard, I like to give, I just like to give people, pause and like, okay, I could kind of see it. I could never see throwing food at somebody. I don't care how bad they got your order wrong. I couldn't see the manager throwing the blender at her. Like, I get it. You're mad.
I can only see that if somebody threw food at me first.
But it was in a bag still, though. So it ain't like she unwrapped the burger and slapped you with it. She threw the bag.
Listen, don't matter. Don't hit nobody if you don't expect
Right.
to
No, I get that too. And then I also get, the old school, black people, we gonna hit you with whatever's closest to us.
Well, I don't think that's just black people. For real. I just think that's anybody. If you come in here threatening me and I feel threatened, I might pick up something and swing on you. Yeah. I mean, that's just self-preservation. I'm gonna forget where I am.
Right. And that poor lady did it.
And I'm gonna tell you because even like my job requires me to have patience. My
Yes.
job requires me to be mindful because people that I work with have a tendency to do exactly that. They
Right.
will go off on you and hit you and they will hurt you. And your
Right.
first reaction is to hurt them back. But
Right.
you can't do that.
Because you have
know
to
what I'm
remember
saying?
they have diminished capacity.
Right.
So.
They're in a diminished capacity. So
Right.
no, you can't just, that cannot be your first instinct
Right.
when you're in those type situations. So you do have to be mindful of where you are and what's going on. So even though I completely understand why she threw the blender, you know what I'm saying? In the aspect of you have to keep reservation because of your surroundings. Sure, she was wrong. Sure. I mean, flat out,
They were both wrong, and then
no doubt.
The
No
lady who
doubt.
got hit with the blender is now suing McDonald's. The woman who threw the blender got fired. She had been a manager for 10 years.
Yep. And then that's another
Career
thing too.
gone.
Yeah, that's another thing you got to think about too, because that's time put in. You know what I'm saying? She's not far from general management.
And where is she gonna go and get a job? I mean, I'm not gonna say she's not going to be able to get a job, but if I'm somebody that I'm about to hire you, and I see your name, I'm like, ooh, can you?
Well, no, that's just depending on if they know the situation, because it could be.
It's made national news. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, just because it made national news don't mean anybody was paying attention to it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's possible.
And then, and then like if the manager that she came from, hopefully she's not going to be holding any ill will and she'll give her a favorable recommendation. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because come on, anybody in that situation, I'm not going to say anybody would have done the same thing, but it's quite possible that 9 times out of 10, I say 6 out of 10 people probably would have threw something at her and to,
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And be honest with you, in this day and age where anything goes, anything goes. Like for
anything
real. Because you're not going to tell me that in 10 years of dealing in customer service,
right,
you haven't had customer issues.
Right.
Now, you might not ever had nobody throw food in your face or throw a bag of food at you. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but you've
that
had
may not have happened.
Customers.
Yes, but you've had issues with difficult people that you've had to deal with. So quite honestly, there really is no telling what was going on with either one of them to make it come to that. You know what I'm saying? Right. But all old girl seeing is she just seeing lawsuit. But before you get started, anyway, what we about to get into is being able to identify what causes you stress and what you need to do to, what is the word I'm looking for? Not just alleviate your stress, but to combat stress without damaging your physical or your financial stance.
Ooh, I like it.
All right.
So as you wrapped it up with a bow.
No, that's you. I just put it in the package.
Your self-care assignment says identify precisely what is causing your stress. Often when you feel stressed out, it is a generalized feeling of stress. If you take a moment to examine your situation, however, you will find that your feelings are actually the cumulative result of numerous individual pressures that have finally reached the boiling point. One of the first steps toward learning how to manage your stress is to identify these individual pressures. The next thing you start to feel overwhelmed and stressed out. The next time you start to feel stressed and overwhelmed, ask yourself the following questions to determine what is causing these emotions. Am I overcommitted? Am I taking care of others and neglecting my own self-care? Am I trying to accomplish everything on my own without asking for any support from anyone else?
All three.
What is going on in my life right now that gives me a sense of struggle?
4.
Is what I stress over more important than my health and happiness? It's always worth learning how to manage your stress, and the tips that we give you on this show will help you do just that.
Well, all right.
So, to go with that, to wrap it up somewhere, there's brain science behind everything that we do.
Every present should have more than one item in it.
So, for your brain science today, 7 strategies to help you fix your brain and keep your stress under control. Number 1 is the hardest one to do. Say no.
Oh, Jesus. Them cookies be calling.
Right. Saying no is indeed a major challenge for many people. No is a powerful word that you should not be afraid to wield. When it's time to say no, avoid phrases such as, I don't think I can, or I'm not certain. certain. Saying no to a new commitment honors your existing commitment and gives you the opportunity to successfully fulfill them. I like that one.
Okay.
Disconnect. I do this a lot. Technology enables constant communication and expectation that you should be available 24/7 to whomever, however. Taking regular time off the grid helps you to keep your stress under control and live in the moment. When you make yourself available to your work 24/7, you expose yourself to a constant barrage of stressors, forcing you offline and even turning off your phone. Turn off your phone. It will give your mind and your body a break. Studies have shown that something as simple as a weekend email break can lower your stress level. That means don't check your email on the weekend.
I don't never check my email anyway. It's so sad. I really need to start doing that.
Okay.
There's so much mail backed up. It's ridiculous.
All right. So neutralize toxic people. Identify your own emotions and don't allow anger or frustration with those people to fuel the chaos. Also, consider the difficult person's standpoint and perspective so that you can find solutions and common ground. I like that one too.
I do that often.
All right. Number 4. This is a big one. Don't hold grudges. When you don't forgive or you don't forget, it causes stress to your brain and to your body that is unnecessary. So holding on to a grudge means you are holding on to stress, and emotionally intelligent people know to avoid this at all costs. Letting go of a grudge not only makes you feel better, but it can improve your health.
I don't think I hold a grudge.
I don't
for
either.
the most part. I think I let it go. And in the process, I let go of the individual.
Absolutely. Which is healthy.
I think so too. That's cutting off the toxicity. Yeah.
So number 5, this is one we talk about on our show a lot. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you stop jumping from one thought to the next, which keeps you from ruminating over negative thoughts. Overall, it's a great way to make it through your busy day in a calm and productive manner. Number 6, put things in perspective. Often our worries come from our own skewed perception of events. So before you spend too much time dwelling on what your boss said during last staff meeting, take a minute to put the situation in perspective. If you aren't sure what you need to do, try looking for clues that your anxiety may not be proportional to your stressor. So you may overreact. You may underreact.
You know? Yeah.
If you say statements like everything is going wrong or nothing will work out, you need to reframe how you think about the situation. A great way to correct this unproductive thought pattern is to list the specific things that are actually going wrong or not working out. More than likely, you will be able to come up with solutions when you see it on paper. Boom. Last but not least, and this is what I tell all my friends to do, use your support system. It is tempting yet entirely ineffective to attempt to tackle everything by yourself. To be calm and productive, you need to recognize your weaknesses and ask for help when you need it. This means tapping into your support system when the situation is challenging enough or when you feel overwhelmed. Lean on your village. Lean on your tribe. So, as we bring it all together, we know what's causing our stress. We're going to identify what's causing our stress. We're going to do a jumping jack instead of eating a cookie, right?
Leave Chips Ahoy out of your problems. And Oreos can't be in there neither.
And we're going to practice mindfulness. We're not going to hold a grudge. We're going to change our perspective of things. We're going to ask for help, which is the biggest thing.
And we not calling little Debbie for help.
I like Debbie. That's my homegirl.
No, quit talking to Debbie.
I like her.
Because Debbie always got cakes, and we don't need no cakes.
I know.
Cake. Especially them chocolate Twinkies.
I love it like a fat
Hostess.
kid loves cake.
Hostess be hosting them chocolate. Oh, my gosh. I had one. Look, I had never had one before. I tried one of them joints. Look. Look. Hey, look. Man.
All right. So we're not going to be stressed this week, right? We're going to breathe.
Talk to me on Thursday.
Okay.
And we'll talk about whether or not hey, I should be through this by Thursday. I will
make sure that
less stressed.
I will check in with you Thursday to be sure.
Yes, I should be less stressed by Thursday and hopefully had a few more jumping jacks under my belt.
I like it.
Yeah.
And so,
because I'm too broke to afford
if you want to watch us do jumping jacks or you want to check in with us, you can find us on SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And as always, you can email us at flywithusla@gmail.com. I'm Lady Bounce.
I'm Kryptonite, y'all.
And we out.